I'm going to try this one. Just picking a couple ones that I don't have to use my notepad. This is number 34. Number 34. Use the graph of f of x to answer the following. First question they want is f of negative 3. When x is negative 3, where is the y value? Let me zoom in. When x is negative 3, if I follow this graph, it looks like the y value is 4. I'll type in 4. Next question, determine f of 1. When x is 1, I need to find the graph. But there's an open circle down here, and there's a closed circle here. So which one should we go with? We go with the closed circle of 3. So f of 1 is 3 because we have a closed circle at 1, 3. 3. Next, find all x for which f of x is negative 1, where the function value is negative 1. What that means is, what kind of x values have y value of negative 1? Let's see. So the y value of negative 1, this is the y value of negative 1, right? Do we have a graph to the right? I don't see any graph on this horizontal line. Or to the left. So guess what? The graph doesn't touch y equals negative 1. They're either above or below. So we will say that there is no x value whose y value is negative 1. So this will be none. For all x which f of x is negative 3. Let's find it. So the y value is negative 3. Look, we have this piece of graph right here that starts from 0 to 1. And you see what I mean by 0? I know we tend to look at the number that is right next to it, but I said 0 because the x-coordinate is 0, right? This is 0, and it goes to 1. So when I say the answer, I'll use the interval notation. I'll use brackets 0 for this closed circle and parenthesis after the number 1 because I have an open circle there. So let's go ahead and type that in. I'll do bracket 0 and 1. After that, we're going to have a parenthesis because we had an open circle there. Next question. Determine the x-intercept. Write your answer as an order pair. Okay, let's go find how many places this graph is touching the x-axis. X-axis is right here, and I see there is only one x-intercept at negative 1. So the order pair will be negative 1, 0. Next one, find the y-intercept. So let's see where this graph is crossing the y-axis. Following the y-axis, I almost said, hey, this one, but it's not this one because this is an open circle. So pass it. It's not touching the y-axis because it's only an open circle. Keep on going down. I see the y value of negative 3 is on y-intercept. So x-coordinate is 0, y-coordinate is negative 3. So my y-intercept is 0, negative 3. 0, negative 3. Part 8, domain. How far does graph go to the left and how far does graph go to the right, and what's going on in between? Are we having any kind of skipping? Are we having any open circle or like undefined area? What I can see is that this graph is going forever to the left, right? Not only that it is pointing up, I know it's looking like it's pointing up, but it's pointing up and going to the left at the same time, right? And it's also going to the right forever. So we want to make sure that this graph is defined everywhere in between. So it's all defined here. And I was worried over here, but it is undefined at 0 with the open circle at 1. But if you look at the graph, we have a closed circle down there. So what's happening is, as we get really close to 1, we have to jump down to negative 3. So 0 is defined. F of 0 is -3, so that's okay. And I'm following this graph here, but as soon as the open circle appears, a filled-in circle appeared up there. So even though this graph is discontinuous, it's still defined everywhere, because where there is an open circle, there is a vertical, not vertical circle, a closed circle on the same vertical line, so that undefined spots are actually defined somewhere else. So I'm going to go ahead and say the domain is actually all real numbers. So I'll say domain is from -infinity to +infinity. The last part of this question is asking for the range. Let's see if this is going down forever, going up forever, without any gaps in between. All right. First of all, is it going down forever? No, it's not. The lowest point of this graph is -3. And if you're thinking, should I draw a bracket or a parenthesis in front? I know you see both open circle and closed circle, but we do have a value of -3. Okay, we have a closed circle. So does this graph have a y value of -3? The answer is yes. So we will draw a -3, an open circle, a bracket. But now we have this awkward jump. I might have to do this a little bit differently. So how are we going to do this? The range is, I'll go ahead and say, it's very challenging. I'll do the union symbol. And in the first parenthesis, I will type in -3. It's a single y, a y value of -3. We're not going up, we're not going down. The y value of that piece of horizontal line was just -3, right? All right, how about the graph above? The lowest point of this area is from -1, and it's going all the way up to +infinity. And I know it skips at 1, but you see the hole on the right, we almost said 1 is not defined, or y value of 1 doesn't exist, but you see the graph is continuous over here, so that's okay. So from 0, I think I may have said 1, I'm sorry. From 0, the y value of 0, the graph can go up forever. And because this piece that is a half of the parabola that's going up to the left is a complete line going up, we don't really care what's going on to the right side of it, because this left piece of the parabola covers it all. So I'll go ahead and say we have the range from 0 to +infinity, and 0, let's go ahead and draw a. And you know why I'm saying 0, right? I know you see -1, but 0 is the y coordinate. If you say -1, that is the x coordinate. So we must say 0 for the y coordinate. And because the graph touches this point, I will use a square bracket. So many reasons for a single answer that I'm about to type, don't you think? So bracket 0, +infinity to the right. Definitely the range was the hardest one, but you guys will get partial credit even if you missed one part of the question. So I did finish all parts. I am crossing my finger to see if we got this right. If we do the quick retake, and go into the test to see if we got a check mark next. I forgot what number was it. It wasn't number 36 or 38. It was 34. I would like to believe it was 34. And we see a check mark there. That one took about 10 minutes because I was talking through it, but maybe you won't need to spend so much time on it when you are doing it by yourself. But this may be a question that you may want to write down your work if you want to show me your handwritten work to see if I can apply some partial credit. But for 8 parts, Alex will give you partial credit if some parts are correct, and if number 8 was incorrect, you will still get like 7 out of 8 point-ish. Okay, so that's it for number 34.